Hey everybody, it's Yasmin here. I'm in the kitchen. I've actually always been in the kitchen, but normally I've been sitting on the other side of the desk, which is where I can see that, which is kind of amazing. But now I can only see that. For the simple reason that I like looking at that while I'm writing, and I've been doing a lot of writing. Hello people, there are people, yay. So how is everybody? I am absolutely boiling hot. I don't know what the temperature is around here. It's really hot. Okay, who wants a card? So who saw the Vogue magazine piece, eh? Oh my God. We used to say in Hobart, Tasmania. Oh my God. I know I can't see anyone's comments. Happens sometimes. I bet you anything people are saying hello. Hello. Can't see my comments. Ollie B, do you know why I can't see the comments?
I know, I do not know. There's only this thing where you need to type something or...
No, I did type something and I still can't see them. And if I can't see the comments, I can't see people's questions. Oh, hello, husband. It's weird how that happens. Can you try saying something? Got about 3 minutes before the show starts, guys. Hopefully I'm going to get a warning. You never know. It's always hit and miss. Oh, a card just jumped out. Oh, who wants a card? Because a card just jumped out. Maybe there's no need for a question. Let me just see. So I think we're supposed to go on at...
1 minute.
Oh, there we are. 1 minute warning, guys. Thank you, Louis. Okay, so there is
there are 25 comments already.
There's 25 comments and I can't see any of them. It's so annoying. Why does that happen? Crazy telephone. Oh, I can see who's there. Hi, Anthe. Mwah. Hi, Carrie. I can see who's there. Hi, Liz Craig Best. Odette. I can see everybody, but I cannot see your comments. Anyway, there's a question, there's a card. It's a good one. A personal issue reaches resolution. All right, so let me just quickly give you what that means because I've got very little time now. Oh, in fact, I've got 15 seconds.
Question, comment, 816-251-3455. That's 816-251-3555.
Get in tune with the sun, moon, and stars. This is Astrology with Yasmin.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Astrology with Yasmin. I will be your host, Yasmin Boland, and I'm an astrologer, I'm a moonologer, I'm a best-selling Hay House author. Just for those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you don't know, these are my books, some of them. I've written books called, for example, Moonology, the Moonology Diaries, Mercury Retrograde book. I'm currently coming to you live and direct on unityonlineradio.org and on my Facebook page, which is my Yasmin Boland Facebook page, from a beautiful little chalet in France on what we call Lake Geneva and what the Frenchies call Le Léman. I was told, actually, I thought you used to say Lac Léman, because Lac, I know that they call this lake Léman, and Lac is lake, so I thought it was Lac Léman. Oh, I'm not sure if it's legal. I'm putting that person on Facebook Live. There we go, someone's in the lake. Anyway, if you want to tune into the beautiful vision of someone in the lake, go to my Yasmin Boland page. Otherwise, for those of you who are listening direct on unityonlineradio.org, fantastic, yay. Now, let me just tell you how you can call in, because what I do on this show is I talk about the astrology of the week ahead, and I also take calls, which is really my favorite part. So the number to call if you are in the States, okay? Unfortunately, if you're in America or England, you know, you can work out how to call based on the number I'm going to give you, but you will be subject to crazy international charges. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to get around that. So here's the number. It's 816-251-3555. 816-251-3555. And I would love to take your call while we're here today. So let me start off. Oh, we've actually already got some people on the line as well. I won't take too long to introduce because I saw someone there who's calling from Germany. So maybe I should take that call before they rack up any major charges. In fact, let's go straight to the phones just in case she is in Germany. And we'll go to Sally on line 3. Are you there, Sally? Let's say hello. Hello, Sally on line 3.
She dropped.
Oh, she dropped out. Ah, well, c'est la vie. Okay, I will take your calls in a minute. I just wanted to get Sally on because she was calling from Germany, I think, but it's just too far away and too expensive. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the skies this week. And I'm actually going to be referring to my cosmic column. What is it going to be like? Well, as I said in the cosmic column, I can't sugarcoat it. This week could be a bit of a doozy. Do you say that word in America? In Australia we say it. I don't know if we say it in England, but in Australia we say it. A doozy is like, oh, one for the record books. There is a clash between the anger planet Mars and the planet of fury Pluto. Now, let's just unpack that for a second. Mars, planet of anger, Pluto, planet of fury. And I always use this example when I'm telling people about astrology. And people say, oh, how is it that... how is it possible that the planets can all affect the people in the same way? Well, they won't affect everyone in the same way. Some people are going to feel this in their love life. Some people are going to feel it with their friends. Some people are going to feel it with work. But Mars square Pluto is one of those challenging clashes that will always be felt one way or another. And that will go triple if you're Aries, if you're Scorpio. Hang on, let me just quickly look here. If you're Aries or Scorpio, Cancer or Capricorn, you're especially going to feel it, but everyone's going to feel it. And so that's going to be taking place in about 3 days' time. So we are going to start to feel the energies now, okay? Now, I've actually been asleep for most of today, and I wonder if that's my ego kind of shutting my body down so I don't have to deal with anything because I just feel like sleeping at the moment. It's pretty hot where I am right now though. So we're going to have that. We're also going to have a Mercury-Uranus clash, which is as rude as it sounds. It can be people getting very uptight. So basically this is a week to live carefully, to live consciously, and to live intentionally. Now, people always say to me, what does it mean to live intentionally? And I used to not be able to answer. I just knew it was something we had to do. And now I actually know what it is. I remember a girlfriend asked me that probably about 14 years ago. I said, it's time to live consciously and intentionally. And she said, what does that mean? And I was like, I can't really explain it. I know what it means, but I don't know how to put it into words. So funnily enough, because she asked me that and because I couldn't give her a really good answer, I kind of almost in a way spent the last 14 years trying to think, well, what does it actually mean? And I was thinking about it yesterday even. You know, and what it means is to be really aware of the way you are being, I suppose is the best way to do it in terms of living consciously. To be really conscious of the person you're being, and to be really conscious of the fact that you are a soul. Your soul came here to evolve. You're going to experience certain issues, especially on a week like this one, when, you know, there's a Mercury-Uranus clash, there's a Mars-Pluto clash. Tempers are going to flare. People are going to be grumpy. People are going to be sometimes even rude. They're going to be people who are not going to be terribly nice to each other. And, you know, you're either going to get caught in the middle of it. You might be on the receiving end of it. You might be the one pointing the finger, doing the prodding. You know, and all of that, it's about being conscious of that. Living consciously means, you know, it doesn't mean just, oh, well, I've got to remember, you know, Mars is squaring Pluto this week, and I might be mean, you know, or when it happens thinking, oh, it's Mars square Pluto. It's actually about trying to master yourself and trying to think, okay, you know, maybe, okay, I know that Mars is squaring Pluto, but I also know that this person triggers me a lot, or I'm easily triggered, or whatever. And being really conscious of who you are and of the way you're behaving. Because, I mean, you know, I'm as lax as the next person, and it is hard to always live consciously. And sometimes I just want to get annoyed or get angry or get shouty or whatever. I'm just like everybody else. But, you know, it's a thing like where you try a little bit harder to be a better person because you are living consciously and you want to become a better person, and you will become a better person, you know. I mean, dare I say, I used to be quite a swearer. I used to have a putty mouth, as they say in America. And I think that's because I trained as a journalist, if that's a reasonable excuse. And in journalism, you know, people just swear. There is just constant cussing, as they say. And I got into the habit of it. And then when our son was born, our son Louis, my husband and I's son Louis was born 13, 14 years ago nearly, you know, my husband said, Yasmin, you can't swear like that because he's going to just turn out to be a swearing kid. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Because obviously children imitate every single thing we do. So I became very conscious of the fact of not swearing. So when I, you know, would want to swear, I even came up with this other word. I used to say, instead of saying, you know, a rude word, I'd say, oh, that catching, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I came up with that. I think catching was just really kind of satisfying to say, you know, and that's kind of living consciously and trying to be a better person. And this week, you know, it's about trying to live consciously and trying to be a better person, even if people are provoking you, even if people are annoying you, even if you feel you're being a bit put upon. But it's also about as well, you know, because there is a slight bullying feeling in the air this week, especially with the Mars square Pluto. So, you know, it's about being conscious about the fact that you are, you know, you're good enough. You know, living consciously can just as easily mean, you know, well, actually, I'm really aware of the fact that sometimes, this is not me, by the way. I'm the opposite. I have my own issues, but they're not about being walked all over. But you know, if you know you're someone who lets people walk all over them, you know, you need to watch out this week, because it can be a week where people are going to walk all over you and who are going to be, you know, trying to tell you what to do, trying to bully you, trying to force you into stuff. And you know, at that point, you have to be living consciously in a way that requires you to actually think about who you are, how much you value yourself, you know, what you have to offer in the world, and why you deserve to be treated well. So, you know, those are some of the issues that might come up this week. I'll go into it all a bit more in a minute. But yeah, they're two of the big things. The energies are going to peak mid-week. In fact, by Thursday. They're actually going to be around until Thursday. And I said in the cosmic column, so are we all doomed? Of course not. Just be aware that the energies are pretty high this week. In particular, if you find yourself getting involved in an argument with someone you don't really want to have a fight to the death with, then take a tip from the skies and back off before you go too far. Another way of looking at this week's stars is that it's good to want to forge ahead with someone or something, a project or a plan or whatever, but be aware you could meet some resistance this week in whatever it is you're doing, you know, and don't let that drive you crazy. One of the best ways to work with the energies this week is to avoid power struggles, okay? If you can see someone is opposing you or baiting you, or their ego is getting out of whack, take a deep breath and try this. Okay, here's the secret this week. Look for a win-win outcome, okay? Look for a win-win outcome. Truly, that is the way of getting around anyone and anything this week, and live and let live, of course. So yeah, that is the secret this week. Whatever is going on, if you start to get upset or someone's getting upset with you, look for a win-win outcome. So a comment, an action, a gesture that is going to make you feel okay and going to make them feel okay. And the reason why we do that is because, Pluto's involved, and Pluto is the planet that always kind of functions best when we have a win-win outcome. All right, so there we go. So I'm going to go to the calls. So I'd love to speak to you. There's people waiting. I'll just tell you the number. It's 816-251-3555 if you're in the States. 816-251-3555. Okay, Sally's back. Sally's back. So Sally on line 3, you're back. Are you in Germany, Sally?
Hello.
Hello.
No, I'm in Germany.
You're in
Can
Germany?
you hear me?
Yes, I can. Are you in Germany?
I'm not in Germany. I'm actually in New York.
Oh, very nice. Oh, is it Sally Jenkins-Jones?
That's me, yes.
Hello, Sally Jenkins-Jones. Sorry to dox you on air like that. Nice to speak to you. I don't think I've spoken to you on the radio before. Sally, I know Sally from Facebook, and we often chat on Facebook, and I suddenly recognised her voice. Hi, Sally. So have I read your chart before? I don't think I have I?
No, you haven't. But I did go to one of your workshops, your first one in New York.
Ah, right. Okay. So Sally JJ, let's call you. Sally, I'm just going to do your chart. So was your father in the army?
He was, yes.
Because I was born in Hanover as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
I was born in Hanover because my father was in the army. So there you go.
That's amazing.
I know. It is amazing.
Somehow.
All right. I'm looking at your chart. Okay. So you are a Gemini. I'm sure you know that. I'm just double checking here. 8 a.m. Okay. So you're a Gemini with a Cancerian moon and Cancerian or Moonchild rising.
Yes.
So what can I tell you today, Miss Sally? What would you like to know?
Well, I'm at a complete change in my existence, really. So I'm just wondering, what do I need to know?
Okay, so when you say you're at a change, what's happening?
Well, I lost my job in March, so, I'm sort of 65, so everything is sort of like, do I go on to another thing? Do I, where am I going to, it's like everything. Do I change where I'm living? Do I,
right.
Everything really.
What was your job?
I have decisions to make and not really sure where to step.
What was your job, Sally?
I was textile designer.
What is it?
Fabric.
Oh, fabric designer. How beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry about your job. That's not good. Look, I mean, it's a good time to move if you want to. Do you want to? In a way, almost the moment's passed. If you were going to move, it was almost like it would have happened a little bit ago, but it could still happen. Do you want to move?
Well, I love where I am. I just don't know if I can sustain it in the long run. So that's really the issue more than anything.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So it's more about money.
For staying here, yeah. Although I don't feel lack. I just feel, what makes sense. I'm just trying to make, I guess the make what makes sense decisions. And maybe that's not what I should be doing either. I should just be going for whatever.
Right. Okay. So let me just look here. I'm going to give you kind of a short-term thing, and I'm going to give you a long-term thing, okay? So,
okay.
In a few days' time, let's see, it's going to be the 18th, so I guess that's tomorrow week. There's going to be a new moon, and it's going to take place in your second house, which is your money zone, okay? So what I would suggest is that you do some work on your finances. We're talking about living consciously and living intentionally. I didn't really talk about intention that much. I talked about living consciously. Living intentionally is about, having intentions and doing what it takes to see them through. So at the moment, what it sounds like to me is that you're a little bit on the fence about what you want to do. You're not really sure if you want to, you know, stay where you are or move, or, you know, like, for me, what you really need to do in the next week as you move towards the new moon in your second house is to get really clear about what you actually want. Because once you know what you want, then you can start to create it. Okay, does that make any sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I've been thinking that maybe I should just do, you know, my own teaching from here in textiles, you know, teaching and stuff, and do something like that, because I do love to teach, and I do like to share what I know. You know, so it's really, do I start to do something like that, I guess, or do I just like flounder about and just enjoy life a bit, you know?
Right. I mean, the thing is, in a funny way, you kind of are allowed to flounder about and enjoy life for a bit at the moment, because Mars, the planet that forges ahead, is in your 10th house of career, but about to go into a very rare retrograde. So in fact, it could be a relatively good time for you between now and the end of the year, if you could afford it, to take time out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you probably know, Sally, because I know you listen to me a lot. A lot of the people who are listening on Unity Online Radio won't understand why I'm doing this. But I'm an astrologer, I'm an author, but I'm also really, really into digital marketing. I love reaching people with all my digital stuff. I love working online. And, you know, I can't help but think, you know, with the way that your chart is right now, Sally, you know, could you put together an online course between now and Christmas and then launch it in the new year? Is that something you could do?
Possibly, yes. I mean, in fact, I'm going to spend some time with a friend, and I did pack sort of lesson plans to sort of work on something like that.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, and, you know, there's a whole lot of people that you can see about doing online courses. One person who springs to mind, who I know does a great job, I haven't worked with her yet. I'm hopefully going to work with her next year. But her name is Destiny Berman. And I think it's Destiny with a double E, Berman. And, you know, she has courses about how to do an online course. So maybe you should try looking at her and see what, you know, you can learn from her. But, yeah, so this week is a really good time to try and decide, what do I want to do financially for the next 12 months? Or at least actually the next 6. Because you've got this new moon taking place in your money zone. But then also beyond that, Sally, I just wanted to mention something else as well. In let me see, when's it going to happen? By the end of the year, by about the end of December, Saturn is going to change signs, and Saturn is going to move into your other money zone, because we've all got 2 money zones. And that's going to be a time where if you haven't decided what you're going to do, then the stuff could hit the fan. So you kind of want to try and get yourself sorted before the end of the year. Even if you decide to float around between now and the end of the year and just work on creating your online course, for example, that's fine, but you don't want to just put your head in the sand. The other thing is that Saturn is the planet of teaching, okay, and learning, and it's going to be in your money zone. So it's going to be a good time for you to make money. But more than that, it's actually your money zone, this particular one, because you've got 2, but this one is ruled by the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of all things digital. So maybe that's why I'm getting the vibe about maybe you could do an online course. You know, that could be a way of launching an online business, basically. And also, I haven't looked at your progress chart, but, you know, you said you're 65. You know, that's really a good time to share your wisdom, frankly.
a good time to, sorry?
Share your wisdom.
Oh, yes, thank you.
You know, you've had a few years on the planet, and now it's time to teach all the young ones. You know?
Yes.
And a lot of things are changing, but one thing we still need is beautiful fabric.
Thank you. Yes, no, I do enjoy doing it. So it's like it's something I really do love passing on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to draw you a card, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Here it comes. I'm going to choose that one. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. So you got the full moon in Leo card, the slightly annoying full moon in Leo card that says, don't let pride get in your way. So whatever you decide to do, don't let your ego decide it. You decide it.
Yes.
All right?
Okay. That's fantastic.
Good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for calling in, Sally.
And thank you for taking my call, Yasmin.
Ah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, so that was Sally. We still have some other people on the line, actually, and I will take more calls. We're going to have a break in a minute. So I thought what I would do right now is, just we've got a couple of minutes, is I wanted to let you know about a competition that we are running at the moment. Let me just see if I can get the address. Sorry, let me just, have I got the right address here? Sorry guys, I just want to make sure I'm giving you the right address. No, I haven't. Okay, so I'm going to have to give you the other address. Okay, so if you want to go into the competition, I'm afraid you're going to need a pen to write down the URL, because I don't have an easy URL. I can probably make one during the break, but I'll give you the proper one. I'll give you the difficult one right now. It's not that difficult. Anyway, so would you like to get a personal one-on-one reading with me, with no one else listening, just the two of us for about half an hour, so we can go really deep? What I just did with Sally then, I did really, really quickly, obviously. And I can do, I love to do readings that are much more in-depth, let's say. Because then you can talk about the whole chart, you can talk about where your sun, your moon and your rising sun are, but also what that actually means, you know, as opposed to just sort of racing through it. And then, you know, like just then we looked at one part of Sally's life, and, you know, we could look at 20 parts of your life. We can talk about whatever you want to. Some people want to get to know their chart better. Some people would like to help with working out where all the new and full moons are coming for the year ahead, rather. Some people might have particular questions they want answered using tarot cards, which are really powerful and kind of a bit straightforward, and in my opinion, just a tiny little bit scary sometimes. I don't really use tarot cards for myself because I find them a bit too direct, and I'm very susceptible and I get freaked out very easily. So if you would like to get a full reading with me, it's a very easy way at the moment. I was going to try and create this super easy URL for you, but as usual, this stupid short link thing that we set up isn't working, so I can't. But let me tell you how to do it. So basically, you go to a link on the internet, which is, I'm going to do the link in the break, okay? I'm going to make it moonmessages.com/win a reading. But don't go there now because it's not set up yet. moonmessages.com/win a reading. And what you have to do is you have to buy a copy of my new Moonology Diary 2021, which is out now and has sold so well. Like, it has sold so well. Thank you to everybody who's bought it. If you've already bought it, you're also eligible for this competition, okay? You just go to the address that I'm going to give you after the break, so please hang around after the break. And although I'm going to make go live after the break, and you put in your details, and then one person will win this half-hour reading with me. So there you go. If you'd like a half-hour reading, I would love to speak to you. You know, it could be someone I've never spoken to before, it could be someone I know from Facebook, whatever. But if you buy, so you buy a copy of this book, you put your transaction details in. So if you buy it from Amazon, for example, you just cut and paste your transaction details in there, and then you will go into the draw for the big competition. And that ends at the end of the month. Okay, we're doing it, I think, until the August the 28th it is. So I would love to give you a free half-hour reading. It'll be in September. Okay, so just so you know, we're going to go to a break in about 20 seconds. And then I will be back, but I'm not going to be back on Facebook. I'll put the link to the competition on Facebook before I hang up, so to speak. And then I'm going to... come back, and I'm going to be back after the break. So if you'd like to have a chat, I would love to speak to you. I'll be doing more readings, and I'll talk more about the astrology for the week ahead, and I'll do more cards. So here we go. See you after the break. I'm just typing in the competition link. The competition lol. Paste. There we go. All right. Oh, and I just got a few notifications. I wasn't getting any before. I'll see you after the break. Find me on unityonlineradio.org.